Hi, my name is Peter Milwid, and I am a bankruptcy attorney in Denver, Colorado. My firm is Mile High Bankruptcy, which I founded in 1987, and we're about 4 blocks from the federal bankruptcy court in downtown Denver. And I'm going to be putting together over the weeks and months a series of videos that we'll be putting on YouTube to answer questions for folks on questions that I know people have. Over all my years of experience, I've met with thousands of clients, and I know what's on your mind, and I know what you need to know, and we need to communicate about. And so I'm going to put together some of these informational videos, and this is the first one. And the first topic that I want to talk about is how much does bankruptcy cost? That's the number one thing people are worried about. You're being hassled by creditors, you don't have any money, you're broke, and you know you need a bankruptcy, and how am I going to pay for it? What's it going to cost me? And unfortunately, that's a very confusing question for most people, because if you go on the internet, you see this huge realm of prices. You see these cheap, what I call cheapo bankruptcies, $299. You call some people, they're inexperienced, they give you some very high cost that isn't even realistic for your case, and it just confuses people. But the bottom line is, in our firm, we charge for a basic Chapter 7 bankruptcy $1,350. There's a $335 court filing fee, and that's included in that. And that's a basic case. Probably 90% of our cases cost $1,350. Now, with that said, they can be more expensive. It really does depend on the case, depending on whether it's a business case, whether it's an individual case, whether there's a huge number of creditors, lawsuits, property issues, income issues. A lot of that type of stuff can add a few $100s to the $1,350, or it can add many thousands if it is particularly complicated. So each case is individual, and the way we work is I talk to people on the phone initially. You call my office at 303-831-0733, and you can be connected directly to me. The first contact with the office in terms of looking into a case is talking to me directly, and I can answer most of the questions the clients have right away, including a pretty zero right in on the fee amount. And then if it makes sense and you'd like to come see us, we have a free consultation where you come in the office and we really go through everything in detail. I look at all the factors and then I explain everything in detail. It takes about 45 minutes or so, and then I can give you the exact cost. And then we always work on payment plans based on the individual client, what their needs are and abilities are. Some folks come in and pay for the whole case. They've saved up, they understand it's such an incredible value to pay that to get rid of a gigantic economic life problem, and they're just able to do it. But most people not. Most people are struggling and they really need to work on a payment plan. And the way we work is you start by paying a retainer down, which is very flexible. The minimum amount is $100, and at that point it's very important because you can refer creditors to me immediately. So if you're being harassed and you're getting the telephone calls and you want to take some positive action, you pay the $100 retainer, immediately send everybody to me, and everything tends to calm down. Then there's several steps in processing a bankruptcy, and you make payments to us at each of those steps as we do the work. So it's very logical and very fair for the clients and for the firm. And it works really well for most people to do it in that manner. Now, as I said, not all lawyers, this is the way we do it, and not all lawyers do it this way, and again, the price variations are all over the place. I've had clients come in with a very basic case, and they went and saw somebody, and the people told them it was $2,400, which I think, I can't even understand it. That's so high, it's kind of ridiculous. They must have been speaking to somebody who is not as efficient and specialized as we are, or who is very, very inexperienced. On the other hand, people often get quotes that are very, very cheap, and those cases often end up as disasters. I get telephone calls all the time from people who have processed a cheap bankruptcy, and then there's problems in the case. There's nothing they did wrong. There's nothing that they have to worry about other than the fact that their case won't go through because there's been technical problems because they've gone a little bit too cheap on the price. So that's just something to keep in mind. So I wanted to address just bottom line how much bankruptcies cost in Denver, Colorado to process, and I'm explaining what's happening with our firm and what our fees and procedures are. So if you have any questions whatsoever, you can always call me, 303 831-0733, or visit my website at milehighbankruptcy.com. It's loaded with all sorts of information. And then also this video will be on there, as well as upcoming videos on other topics. And I'll be trying to address things that people worry about or fearful about, and just tell it to you in plain English. Thank you very much.